Hey, folks. Grant checking in here before we get to the episode this week. I wanted to let you guys know and take care of some housekeeping stuff. Might be a little bit strange release, not schedule, but kind of pod format over the next couple weeks, maybe month. Tommy is in Europe. He left on Saturday, arrived on Sunday. We normally record on Sundays, and that just got too hectic for us this week. And also Ryan just bought a house. So the boys are very busy. The Patreon is paying off, as you can see. Immediately after we started Patreon, Tommy goes to Europe and Ryan buys a mansion. So the boys are doing well. We always need more patrons, though. So patreon.com/WeCoolPodcast if you're nasty. But you'll notice this week we have a different format episode. This is a re-release technically, but it's never been released on this feed, on the We Cool feed. This is running it back to, I believe, March 9th of 2020. So we recorded this, or it was released like 4 days before the pandemic started. And this is the first episode that I was on with the boys. It was their original podcast concept called We Cool. No, sorry. This podcast is called We Cool. That podcast was called Our Dads, and it was Tommy, Ryan, and Zach Kagan hosting, and I was a guest on this podcast. I believe they released like 6 or 7 episodes, and then that became a defunct podcast, and then your boy slipped in, and the rest is history, as they say. So yeah, this is a nice little time capsule. And it's pretty funny. It's pretty close to actually what we ended up being. So you can see all the chemistry there and everything from the beginning, Roast and Zach, all that stuff. And yeah, we went for like an hour and a half. So we're going to release the first half as the free episode this week, and then the second half as the Patreon episode. Little plug for the Patreon again. We do have 5 more episodes, I believe, of the Our Dads backlog with guests. I believe one is without a guest, and then guests Ellie Hino, Joey Hamburger, John Kennedy, and Mo Yacoub. So everybody, I think, except for Mo, has actually gone on to guest on the We Cool podcast. So it's cool, and we are going to put that backlog up on the Patreon. Maybe I might end up putting it all up at once. Maybe those might end up being Patreon episodes over the next month or so. Please bear with us as we kind of figure this out. I'm anticipating insane technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi in the castles and the boats and the trains with Tommy in Europe. So we'll see. But regardless, we're going to be putting new episodes out every week like we always have. Maybe some unreleased stuff, maybe some Patreon releases. Who knows? It's going to be fun. It'll be good. We're still going to be recording new episodes as well, so don't worry about that. Just kind of a tumultuous week, what with Ryan trying to get settled in the new place and Tommy over in God knows where, getting human trafficked. So, yeah, really think you guys will enjoy this episode. It's a fun one. It's a bit of a time capsule in a fun way because it's just wild to think that we actually put this out like the week the pandemic started, which is what eventually led to the We Cool podcast happening. And quick plug for me, if anybody is in town in Minneapolis this weekend, June 7th and June 8th, I'm going to be featuring at Sisyphus all weekend, 2 shows, Friday and Saturday night, for Adam Caton Holland, very funny comic out of Denver. Yeah, those shows are at 8 o'clock. I'll be doing a longer set. Got a very funny MC, Gabby OK, is opening that show, and I'll be featuring, and then Adam Caton Holland is just an absolute beast, hilarious. So yeah, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, please come on by Sisyphus Brewing Friday or Saturday. Otherwise, yeah, guys, enjoy the show, enjoy the weather. Hope everybody's having a good start to their summer. And yeah, thanks for listening. Patreon.com/WeCoolPodcast to hear the second half of this, the Our Dads podcast with guest Grant Winkels. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. to do is point it at somebody.
Yeah, it's and then John Oliver's like, we need to get rid of guns, and I'm yeah, true, but also like super cool.
You're wasting your time and your time.
All right, okay,
and your time.
I have become a samurai.
okay. Start the pod, Zach.
Let's start the shits.
Welcome to Our Dads, a podcast by three white men.
What? Fucking piece of shit.
Got him, dude.
You fucking piece. It's 11 p.m. You're ruining Zach.
It's 10 p.m.
Zach was trying so hard with that intro. Zach,
start it off.
start it off, buddy. I'm sorry Tommy did that. That was fucked up.
That was really funny.
It was funny, dude.
Welcome to Our Dads, a podcast by three white men. My name is Zach Kagan. To the left of me.
Okay, one more time. Let's take it from the top.
No, that's fine.
We're leaving this all in.
This is so fun. Why would we dare cut this out? But I do not want to belabor the point any longer because I want everyone to be introduced so they can chime in. You have, of course, heard Tommy Bear to my left, right over here.
Hello.
And then to my right, Mr. Ryan Call.
The usurper of the most handsome man on the podcast. Got a good haircut. I'm looking good, feeling good, coming good.
My, you are not coming good.
Wow, okay.
I know this for sure based on what the 15-minute long conversation you forced upon us.
I needed to let it out, and I can't afford therapy.
Yeah, I know you need to let it out because you can't let it out while you're having.
We're gonna help you out, man. We're gonna get you coming.
I think the next time I have sex, I'm just gonna pee a little bit. I'm gonna go. That was it. That was the cum. I squirted. I'm a male squirter.
I genuinely really want you to be coming, like a good amount. You know, and
so sometimes men don't be coming.
Me too. I hashtag me too.
You sit your kid down. This is what you give your kid the sex talk. You know, Tyler, sometimes men don't be coming.
Okay, first of all, I am really upset that you would assume my child's name is going to be Tyler.
That seems like something that could.
It's going to be Enrique. Enrique.
Iglesias.
No, not
Enrique.
Enrique.
Charizard.
Enrique. Shane Gillis Call. That's going to be his name.
Okay, but I don't want to tease. That's a sexual little.
Okay. Now that you made that blatant, I understand the reference.
Okay, I don't want to tease our listeners nor our guest for very long. So let's please introduce our guest for the show tonight. Very funny comic around Minneapolis, and our friend, Mr. Grant Winkels.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
A man I'll never take for granted.
Oh boy.
He just took over running my old showcase at Fair State Brewing, which is the first Sunday of every month. He hosts that with Courtney Baca. It's a great show. Definitely check it out.
Great show.
Free.
We read your eulogy, I believe.
Oh yeah, talk about the eulogy.
You guys set me up so terribly.
You sent me. Okay, so real quick, the preface is like I was getting. This was last Sunday. I was with my old high school friends, just getting like blackout drunk. Like I got like this is probably the drunkest I've been in like months. And you were like sending me the message, and I was reading it like this is the best thing ever.
So I was taking over your spot, hosting this show. By the way, and I decided you were going to be the first comic, so we wanted to read your eulogy and then just bring you up. And the eulogy mentioned like I don't know your tiny penis and your voting record
and inability to
come. Whatnot. Yes,
dude, it's so great that if you're a white man who's a comic and someone wants to roast you, all they have to do is just be like, "Can you believe this man voted for Donald Trump?" And people are like, "I actually do believe that."
Yeah.
Yes.
My twist that I like to add.
It should be white women. 56%.
Spoken like a true Trump supporter. You know? My twist is that I like to always mention something about voting for him a second time. You know, because it's how you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
Trump 2020.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Maybe even a third time.
We're gonna get our dicks blown the fuck off in this general election. Joe Biden is,
dude. He's
not if you're voting for Trump, dude.
Dude, he's gonna. He'll
man.
crush Joe Biden. He'll crush him.
Just imagine the feeblest man you can, and then the meanest high school bully in the world. That's the debate. That's the debate. It's just.
Guys,
Trump at
Joe
one point
Biden talking about corn pop.
At one point, Trump is gonna wheel up a locker. And he's going to push Joe Biden into it. And
he's
there's going
so
to be a
good
toilet
at
in there,
guys,
and he's going to give him a swirly.
There's a simple solution. Write in Bloomberg.
Jesus Christ.
Write in Bloomberg.
Dude,
He's so
fucked.
good.
This
Okay,
country is so fucked.
He's so good at debating, though. He's so
Who?
Trump. He's
Oh.
so good.
Okay, we've talked about this not on the pod, but I will say this: none of us like Donald Trump. Obviously, none of us voted for him. He is one of the funniest people I've ever seen. He's so funny.
And dude,
It's unfortunate.
Dude, last fucking in the 2016 debates, okay, we'll fucking get off this a little bit, but it's really like poignant.
Yeah, we have to return to Ryan's trouble.
Yeah,
We have to talk about Ryan's cum,
the focal point
which
of the podcast.
I think we've talked about either Zach's dick or Ryan's cum.
Dude, I do want to say that, like, yesterday, I should not have brought this up.
No, you go.
Love it. Keep going, King.
But okay, I was having a very lovely time with my girlfriend, and we'd spent the whole day together.
You're so dainty. I was having a lovely time.
Well, because I respect her as an individual and an equal, but also I had.
This is literally why Trump won. This is literally.
But also I had a boner, and like what am I gonna do? She was tired, you know. And
Yeah.
So I had this.
What did you do?
I went to the bathroom. I took care of it.
Oh, I've rubbed one out
Yeah.
next to my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had a boner and she's like too tired, I'll just be like, hey, I'm gonna like jerk off.
I'm gonna take care of this.
I'm gonna take care of this.
Also,
and she like likes watching.
Sometimes
She's
that's
like a fan. She's like a fan of watching.
that's
Sometimes
interesting.
that's a good
Yeah.
strategy to get something going.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
Because
like
then they're like,
no,
they're like,
she's
actually, I'm kind of
and
turned
she
on
then
now.
kind of participates and then
Yeah.
helps a little bit.
Wow,
you know,
this is incredible. Because I felt like if I were to be like, hey, would you mind if I jerk off in front of you? And
you
just
got to
take
be
care of
clear.
it? If I were to say that,
It's kind of hot.
It is kind of hot, dude.
Yeah,
imagine how you would feel though if she started masturbating.
I mean,
you'd be
that
like,
would
this
rule.
This is very
that
sexy.
would be
Dude, and
fucking
also like
awesome.
like one time
But-
I came too quickly with my girlfriend and but I was just tired and like just like I didn't want to go again and then she started and like and she didn't get off so she started jerking off and I was just like this is cool, good for you.
Yeah.
But
I was
a-
wondering
the
where you were
flip
going
side-
with
The flip side to this is I fear that I am going to be. Guys,
One time I didn't.
Let Zach
sorry.
talk about his fears real
Yeah.
quick. Let's get this out.
I fear that if I would be like, I would like to jerk off in front of you, that would be somewhat Harvey Weinstein-ish.
No, because
Yeah.
you're asking
Not
consent.
okay.
You're getting consent.
Just because you're
Dude, more-
Jewish and he's Jewish and you want to jerk off
Zach, you
does
are the-
not mean that it's like it's Harvey Buddy. Okay, it's not like that at
You
all.
are the Palestine of this relationship, dude. Just like I take what I can get.
No!
and I'm asking for outside help.
You're in a loving relationship with your partner, and you should talk about if you want to jerk. It's you know.
For
you should talk.
that to be true, you'd have to have some sort of power dynamic over her, which I assume she has the power
Which
over
I-
you in every.
100%.
Yeah, I'm a.
She's way more likely to Weinstein you than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're sitting there like my ass isn't gonna finger itself, you know, like you're asking for consent.
Okay, I one time.
Yeah, you know, like exactly what Ryan said.
Like a normal thing that you would say to your partner.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to litigate like my relationship issues on a podcast with 3 other white
Let's
men.
litigate your relationship. I want to sue your relationship for emotional damage.
The relationship is in litigation.
But
Bernie Sanders is a lawyer.
It is really funny to do the Law and Order theme song with Bernie Sanders'
He
voice.
comes in.
Out of the 90% of the times my friend Ryan is having sex, he is not coming.
90%.
We need to redistribute the coming throughout both
How is
parties.
that fair? 1% of the time he is coming.
He is only coming 1% of the time. He needs to be coming.
Bro, you know what this reminds me of? You guys were both at the CCU mic on Wednesday. Remember that comic who went up and he was like, it was like his second or third time, and his whole set.
That
he
guy
did like,
rocked.
He did
The New
5
York
minutes.
accent.
He did 5 minutes and he went, I think Bernie Sanders is going to win, and here's why. And then he just did a Bernie Sanders impression. And then he was like, every other president has had a good,
Yeah, and he just
notable
did
voice.
bad impressions
Yeah.
of them all. Like, but it's just like
there were no punchlines. It was
there's
just
no
like,
budget. He's like, and that would be what Bill Clinton sounds like. And now you have George W.
Dude,
Bush.
he literally had
And he's
one
like,
where he was like,
It's okay.
And then he does.
he was like, I did not have sex with that woman. And it's like,
there's
dude, what are you doing?
oh, there's something that's happened though that like all impressions now are just like ironically bad, and that's what makes them funny. Which
He wasn't
kinda
being
sucks.
ironic though. He was like sincere. He was
no,
like,
no, he like it's like
Wait,
like
he was trying to sell it like a Dana Carvey impressionist type bit.
no. What he was doing is like he watched like like an improv person has a YouTube channel with like 20 subscribers, and they posted a video of here's how you tap into impressions, and then he watched that. He watched like that improviser's
and then just
YouTube,
said it word for
and
word
then said
on
it word
stage,
for word on stage, and I thought it was great.
I thought that guy was Joe Biden.
Like that.
I
We need
straight
more
up
people
thought
like that
that
in the
guy was
scene.
Joe Biden. I was like,
Yeah.
Would you guys ever take in your previous days? Would you have taken a stand-up comedy class? Do you think, or
No.
I will say when I started, I bought fucking Judy Carter's Comedy Bible, which genuinely,
I bought a couple
dude,
writing
here's
books.
the thing,
Yeah.
comics shit
I
on
haven't
that.
read them.
Comics shit on Judy Carter's Comedy Bible. They're like genuinely, like if you follow it to the T, yeah, you're gonna be a fucking hack, but. There are a lot of good insights in there of like, okay, here's how joke structure works, and
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I did what most comedians have, which is like they don't buy the books themselves. They just tell their family that they're starting comedy, and then every year in Christmas, you get someone's bullshit comedy book.
yeah.
Wait.
I know. Like Henry, or I think I was talking to Henry Fugit about it. I know, like he's gotten that. Like I think like some other people have gotten that. I don't know. Have you guys gotten that?
No, my family does not support my comedy.
Because they like don't. Well, they're not like
career at all.
supporting, but they're just like, we don't know. They're like, what do you want? And I'm like, I have like no, I
Money.
like don't care. Like yeah, money, but they're like, well, we're not doing that.
How
so
about this book?
He likes comedy, and then my grandparents get me like. Yeah.
The Steve Martin book.
Well, the Steve Martin book's
would be
really
good. It's
good.
good, yeah.
They never got. I wish they got me the Steve Martin book because they got me like fucking other bullshit, and I'm like, that Steve Martin book's the only one I'll probably go and read because I've gotten good recommendations.
You're
from
getting
now on.
like Pablo Escobar's Guide to Stand-Up Comedy.
God,
It's
dude,
like-
make that. You should make that.
Dude, okay, by the way, I've
Do
been
the
watching
audiobook.
I've been watching Narcos, and then Narcos Mexico. There's like two different series, both great series.
There's a spinoff?
Yes, it's fucking great, dude. But here's the problem.
That'd be funny if it was just like a comedy spin-off, like straight up sitcom.
Tuning into Narcos Mexico.
It's like slapstick shit where
Yeah.
it's like they're hitting each other in the head with frying pans. They're like, "You didn't sell my cocaine."
Oh, it's like a telenovela.
yeah. Dude, honestly,
God,
okay,
Latin slapstick comedy is so great.
It
I know we were
rules.
talking
It
about
rules.
it like outside for a little
Yeah.
bit, but I was eating at just like a Mexican spot in Minneapolis here, and just like I was there was just like a comedy show on the TV in the restaurant, and like this guy was just doing like man on the street bits, and he was dressing like a big like
he was dressed as a
he
woman?
was dressed as a woman with just like big, like voluptuous woman with big boobs, and he's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
a woman," and then
love that.
crushing.
They
it's
still
on
really-
crushing on like,
Telemundo, yeah.
huh?
They
on
s-
Telemundo.
They still
Yeah.
really embrace the titties,
And
like
it's
on
funny,
Telemundo.
dude.
Yeah.
But like, so I'm watching Narcos, and like, I genuinely had the thought while I was watching it. I was like, bro, I straight up need to learn Spanish because this is a really good show, but I want to look at my phone while I'm watching it. And then like, I'll look at my phone.
I hate you, right?
I'll look at my phone for like 5 seconds, then I'm back, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What in the fuck?
Hell
It's
yeah.
so confused because it's like, it also moves quickly because
Yeah.
they're dealing with like 10 years worth of like
Ryan.
really important information.
If you want to look at your phone while doing something, just play video games like a normal person.
Well, I'm saying literally everything
He
I
wants
watch,
to learn Spanish.
literally everything I watch.
One-handed, you're jerking off with the other hand.
Jerking off, not coming,
It's
tweeting.
It's in the bathroom. Your girlfriend is
Dude, I have jerked off to
sleeping.
Narcos straight up. There are some sensual scenes in there.
Good, dude.
Wait, okay.
Now I might
Okay,
check
I
that
haven't-
out.
I haven't jerked off to Narcos, but it has made me
Like-
pause it and go masturbate because I'm like, I'm horny now, you know?
Yeah.
All this fucking drug dealing's got a little suburban white boy horny.
Hell yeah. Well, Grant, sorry, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I remember before I had access to as much pornography as I want. I used to be able to jerk off to those like late night Comedy Central Girls Gone Wild ads.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured out how
yes.
to jerk off like from the time the commercial started to like the time it ended, and it would just be like.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You would
but
get
you had
yourself-
to prep for
you
it
would-
because
you
they would
gotta
show
prep
like
yourself.
one in between the
You're thinking
commercial
about
breaks
titties.
of, like, Van
You're thinking about
Wilder.
titties and shit. So then when the titties come, then it's like you're
Yes,
off to the
then you're
races.
ready. You're, like, edging the whole time.
Yeah.
Did you guys have, speaking of like being a young...
That's also why I get a boner every
Can
time
we
I
not
watch.
talk over our guest for a second?
Wait. No,
I
that's
love
not
that
part of the
about
I know,
pod.
I know it's a relatable feeling. I feel it too. Grant, I admire
is like,
your ingenuity.
Zach's like, I get it. I also jerked off to the Wells Fargo commercials that would be on late night, and also the Blender commercials that lasted 30 minutes.
It's ingenuity to jerk off to Girls Gone Wild.
I was just trying
Fucking
to
did it.
I was trying to visualize the boobies later when I had an opportunity. I didn't try to like just
You
go
gotta
for
visualize
it.
the boobies.
Yeah, dude.
You're just imagining what boobs look like.
Hey man, you gotta visualize the boobies.
I was trying to memorize the commercial so I could play it back in my head.
You'd like have the beats in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait. This is kind of on topic, and also what we were talking about before we started the podcast about me not being able to come. Okay, when you guys were kids, 12, 13, did you guys have like Cinemax at home?
No, I didn't have cable or anything.
Yeah,
Or
no
HBO?
cable.
No.
Nope.
There was a show on HBO called Bunny Ranch. And it was like about like this legal like brothel that was in Nevada, and it was like
How
a reality
are you
show
watching
almost.
this
Because
when you're a
I had
kid?
my own TV in my room and I was in the
Yeah.
basement. My parents were
Dude, you were
upstairs.
spoiled, man.
I was
This
an only child.
explains so much.
Oh, I had a basement and I lived in the basement. It's not like the basement was finished, dude. It's not like I'm living in like an
No,
opulent.
You are misinterpreting what is fucked up here.
We had 2 TVs. One of them was in my room.
Yeah, exactly.
Three.
There-
I guess
There's
three,
a
'cause they had
TV in
one.
your room as a kid. You can watch whatever you want.
I
and
want to
you're
go to this
watching
fucking
soft
brothel in
porn.
Nevada
So
with you
anyways,
guys.
though, but I'm watching this, and it's like late night, and I remember there's like this sex worker who's talking about, she's just giving tips to men who are watching. She's like, if you're coming too fast, what you need to do is you jerk off, and then when you're about to come, or like before you're about to come, you stop, you hands off, red light, and then you keep doing that. And like until it's like an hour, and then you come. And so I'm like 13. I started doing that.
Dude, you trained yourself
Yeah.
to
Now
not come.
I'm 26. I'm like, I don't know. I can't come. It doesn't make any sense. And I genuinely think that's at least like 30% of it.
Now
I
you have to
100
jerk off to do it.
I 100% agree.
It fucked me up. I was too young. It's like when somebody does LSD too young, And
Yeah.
it's like he was just never the same. He did LSD when he was 7, and
Dude, you were the king of jerking off,
just a thing.
10 years ago, and then...
Could you imagine being the king of jerking off? You're just
Dude, I know. I always thought
On
that'd
top
be
of the world.
I always thought that'd be a funny character for the show me and Zach ran, which is like, this is it. I would always pitch this. I was like,
king of
okay, I'm the
sex.
king of sex. And then Zach's like, well, what else is there? And I'm like, I'm the king of sex.
okay. You literally did that on the Joey Hamburger episode, where you're like, what if they went to sex school? And then waited like.
I just think it's so funny to tout yourself as the.
No, it is very funny.
Anyways,
I
I feel
think
like
Ariel Pink did that.
Who's Ari? What is that?
I mean, Grant recognizes
No,
that name.
I don't know.
No, he's laughing at you for making a reference that no one will understand.
Ariel Pink is
He's
a ridiculous name.
He's an indie rocker. He had an album called Pom Pom, and he has a song called Sex King.
Okay, so if Mike Brody ever listens to this podcast, he's gonna be real psyched.
guys, can I be honest right now?
Yeah.
I ripped that off Ariel Pink.
Fuck, dude.
Sorry, dude. I just would always listen to Ariel Pink, and I know who that is, and I didn't just hear that name now. And
Ariel Pink is
Damn,
such
dude.
a like punk name too, where it's like, okay, a font and then a color. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Hey, you know what I always say? 2 in the Ariel Pink and 1 in the Ariel Sting.
That's right, Zach.
That was good.
Now
That was
who's
good.
the king of sex, bro?
Fucking, I just got dethroned.
Zach's in a wild upset that literally no one saw coming. Zach Kagan has been crowned the new king of sex. Just people protesting.
All
and rioting.
hail! Oh, here's another thing I was thinking about. Hip Hip Hooray has totally gone.
Yeah.
No one's saying Hip Hip.
Kendrick tried to bring it back on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
He has a hip
yeah.
hip hooray.
I was in Florida and I was with my girlfriend and
Were
there's
you
like
trying to make hip hip hooray
no,
work?
no,
Were you like, we're going surfing? Hooray!
no. I
And
saw
your
some.
girlfriend's like, Tommy, it's not going to happen.
No, I saw some old.
She just pulls out a gun and shoots you.
I saw some old folks do 3 cheers for Jerry. Hip hip hooray, and they did that, and I was like, man, what happened to hip hip hooray? Like hip hip hooray used to be the fucking shit. Like we let that one go.
You know those old people were like complaining about it later, like now it's all hip hop hooray.
What's funny to me is that like there was a generation older than that that's like these newfangled kids with their hip hip hoorays.
With their being excited about existing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Talking about old people, should we get to
We should actually
the conceit of the podcast.
Should we get,
it's a loose pod, though.
It's a loose pod.
The 12 people that listen to every episode
They're gonna be pissed about
Well,
this.
let's find out a little bit about Grant's dad. So yeah, we got Grant here. Yeah, tell us for your dad.
Tell me, what is the premise of this podcast?
The podcast, I fucking don't know anymore.
So it's like loosely our dads, but then
Yeah, it's
mostly about cum.
we talk about cum, we talk about our dads,
Which is
and it's a lot about-
intricately woven to your dad, really.
which is yeah, it
We
is
all
on
come from
topic.
cum.
That's our DNA.
Yo, I did that bachelor party that you guys passed off to me. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was just talking about like how we're all our dads come, and they fucking hated it, really.
What?
Yeah,
Wait. So this is a gig that I passed, that Tommy passed to me, that I passed to Zach, that Zach passed to you.
No, you
no,
passed
no,
it to
no.
me.
Oh, this is a different one because I did pass one marriage. Like
yes,
this lady
I
hit
did
me up
that.
and was like, "Hey, so we want a comedian to officiate our wedding," and I was like, "Okay, what?" And
Your
she was
wedding
like-
is gonna be terrible.
She was like, I don't want you to do jokes. I just want you to be funny. And then, like, I can't really pay you because I have, like, we have a real wedding overseas. But, so, like, you could have beer and you could just hang out with people. And I was like, that sounds like the worst job offer I've ever had.
That's terrible.
I did get paid in the end.
What did you get
You
paid?
did it?
You did it?
Yes, I did it.
Whoa.
Good for you, Zach. Was it fun?
It was fun. I did bomb because I forgot to tell people to sit down. And so everyone was standing
What
at
the fuck?
Okay, time out,
everyone,
time out.
everyone was standing at their seats for the entirety of my set.
First of all, okay, next
And
time.
I did 15 minutes.
Zach,
Oh
the next
my
time.
God.
Did you do material?
No,
Okay, good.
I wrote jokes for them.
But,
Did
okay.
it do? Did you bomb?
No, it did okay.
That's a weird
I will say
situation
this-
though, where one person could have started the chain reaction of everybody sitting down.
No, they
like,
did not
should
sit
have
down.
some brave soul should have
No,
done that.
next
Yeah.
time. You know what you do next time? You go to the,
When they get divorced and then they decide to remarry.
He was
and
so
then they
good.
hired me
We
again.
gotta
No,
bring
no.
him back.
the next time you're in any kind of situation like that. So like if it's a wedding, you go to the bride and you go, "Can you point your dad out to me?" And then you go to the dad and you go, "Hey, your daughter wants me to do stand up. Would you mind making an announcement to these people?" Because it has to be one of the dads. Either
You
the
gotta
groom's
go.
dad or the bride's
You gotta
dad.
go to the big alpha.
People listen. They're like, "Oh, okay," and then you go up there, and it would be a better situation. Same with like corporates. If you're doing a corporate, talk
With
to
the boss.
the boss and go, "Hey, you want to make an announcement, or you want to have someone make an announcement before I go
Yeah,
up there?"
I didn't get any intro. I just had to like show up.
See, I should have given you more like.
Yeah, you have to
Tips,
make the
tips.
show. Like even when I'm like hosting, like when like me and Ryan are going on the road and doing like weird gigs and I'm hosting and stuff like that. Like I've made the mistake so many times of like going up and being like, "Hey, we're starting comedy now," and then people are like, "What? What?" And
Yes,
even if I give
totally.
a 5-minute warning, it's still a little abrasive.
Yeah.
So I literally go up now and I go, "Hey, there's gonna be a comedy show in 5 minutes. I am a comedian. I will be up here telling jokes. When I'm up here, I need everybody to clap a lot. Does that, because it'll make me feel good."
Yes, I did not think through any of that. And so what happened was I appeared on the stage as like an officiant, and no one knew who I was. And then I started with, because they're a Brazilian couple, I started with a Brazilian version of like "Dearly Beloved, We're Gathered Here Today."
Okay, timeout. What the fuck is that? Were you just like,
I thought that would
Do
be
it.
my first
Can we
joke.
hear it?
No, because I forgot how to say
you're
it.
like,
I wrote it on my phone.
"Dearly hairless beloved"?
He's just
That's
wearing, like, a
Brazilian
micro
wax.
Yeah.
So my first bit was that I was going to do "Dearly Beloved, We're Gathered Here Today" to celebrate the union of so on and so forth. I don't want to say their names. But then I would be like, "Excuse me, I have something in my throat," and switch to English.
Wait,
That
so
was-
you said that in Spanish?
Portuguese.
Oh,
But I think
Yes, I agree.
so. I thought that this. Would
I don't
be a
know
good-
about that.
I thought it was
This is so
Spanish.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I thought this would be a good introduction to the comedy, but it tended to just confuse people, and that
Yeah, because there's a
continued.
strange man
Wait.
speaking a strange language.
Was this before the like actual wedding happened, or Like, is this at the reception?
This was the reception. This was them coming. No, this was the actual wedding. This was them coming up.
If it was a Chinese couple, would you have done Chinese and then go, "Excuse me, I had something in my throat," and then
probably not.
And then do an even worse Chinese.
All right.
By the way, there's no you
made the
you
record
can't just
show.
say,
I don't think
Chinese.
They're going to
Mandarin?
get divorced. I think you
Mandarin
cursed.
and Cantonese,
probably.
I think, right?
Well, so
but there's also different languages.
They were going to have a proper wedding in Brazil, so it was not a real wedding. In fact, they did not want anyone to be properly officiated because they were going to have their real wedding in Brazil.
That marriage is doomed.
100%. But they had. I was about to say that their food was good, but I remember the standout being sheet cake, and then they told me that it was from Costco. So it probably, like, what does that say for the mains?
I can't believe they wanted to hire.
Dude,
It's just the worst idea
if you're
for
listening to
anybody
this-
to have that idea.
If you're listening to this, you're having a marriage, you're having a divorce, an annulment, a children's birthday party.
I would
Don't
do
hire
a divorce.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Well,
Okay,
divorce.
there's no
That'd be-
ceremony.
that'd
It's
be
not
cool.
like there's an officiant who's like, well, the former groom and bride.
I
come
would
on
show up to any courthouse and fucking crack some jokes.
Dude, that should be a game
Full
show. Every
suit.
divorce should be a game show hosted by Drew Carey.
Hell yeah.
And whoever gets the most points gets the most shit, dude.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the most points gets custody of Brandon.
Just a dad trying to tank on purpose.
Yeah,
He's
it's like American
I don't know
Idol.
what the capital Montana is. I'm sorry.
No, it's like American Idol though, and he's just like, it's just put on national television. He's just like, all right, text 388 to see who gets to keep Brandon, and then Brandon he's like, Dad, why did
Just
I get to stay with you?
crying.
And he's like, America decided, son. Okay, that's all I gotta
America
say.
decided to name you Bodie McBoatface.
And he's like, but I'm 34. Well, speaking of dads, we are a podcast about dads. And today we're going to plunge the depths of Grant's father.
The deaths of your father. How many?
You're gonna fuck my dad.
We're gonna.
I mean, if this goes well.
Yeah. So Grant, tell us about your dad. Where's he from? What do you do for a living?
What's
all
his
that.
deal?
What's his deal?
Is he Brazilian?
It's kind of funny. Like, my dad, I realized a little while ago that I just don't know what he does. I've never known that. I feel like that's a common thing with dads. It's like he just had a career.
Do you know the title of his job, but not what he actually does?
No. It's pretty much that. He I've always referenced him as an electrical engineer. Which,
Well, hell yeah.
What is it?
Is he? Is he a
mean?
really smart guy?
He is smart. I think he's in sales now, but
See,
I actually don't know.
No, so he works on electronics.
He works on like circuit boards for
We don't have to say the name
wastewater
of the
treatment
cool.
companies and municipalities. It's I literally though up until I really actually started thinking about it, I did not know what electrical engineer meant or was in reference to. Probably the more interesting factor about my dad, though, is that he was a firefighter for 21 years.
Whoa.
Oh, and then he's transitioned. So wait.
Yeah.
As an electrical engineer, is he private sector or public sector?
Private, yeah.
Private? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so but still, I literally don't know what he does. He goes to like,
Ryan,
Even when he was a firefighter, you were like, I don't know.
okay, well that's easier to figure out, and I
know. I love a job that's where it's just like I
Yeah,
got it in
it's
the
like-
name.
yeah,
so
it's
so
literally
so
what
it's
it is.
so great in my brain.
Yeah, firefighter.
Garbage man, milkman, firefighter.
All things that I really want to be. I really want to be a mailman. I
Dude,
think
yeah.
we should bring milkmen back. I
Yeah,
would love
dude.
to be a milkman.
It's a good job.
I'll drop
being
the
a
milk off.
milkman in 2020 is like creepy though.
Yeah.
Just be like, I take care of all of the milk.
we need to.
You don't have to go to the store. I'll drop it.
I
right
will
off at
drop
your
them.
house.
Why do you want to give me cow's milk? I'm on it. I will give you all of your cow's
Oh,
milk.
this isn't cow's milk. This is chicken milk. We milk chickens. And we drop it off at your door and you owe us money.
It's just eggs.
They're like, people are like, nobody asked for this. We're
Yeah.
like,
Also, did
Why
anyone
is
ask
white?
for the milkman? I don't know. Like in the 1950s.
Isn't there a song? Isn't there a 1950 song?
Yeah,
It's like,
here
oh,
comes
Mr.
the
Milkman.
Wait,
Oh,
Mr. Milkman,
you got
the milk. I think
We just
no, it's
just wrote-
here comes the milkman. Like that's how it goes. I think.
no, really.
I
thought it was
li-
like
I learned a song like that when I was in elementary school.
I'm thinking of Mr. Sandman, where it's
Mr. Sandman.
Or the Postman.
Mr. Milkman, come to my door.
I just
Remember when we were talking about Grant's dad 1,000 years ago?
Well, a lot of there's that whole cliche about how a lot of people, their dad is actually the milkman. You know, like you ever heard,
yes. The glimmer in the milkman's eye.
Yeah, because
wait, what's that cliche?
well, so like
Milkman
it's
fucks the mom, and then
while the
It's
man
like
is out.
before the pool boy.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was the milkman.
Damn, dude, 2020, you got to bring back milkman
dude,
porn.
This
Yeah.
is just another example of how culture is disintegrating. We went from milkman to pool boy. Come on. What's next? Surf baby that comes and surfs on your wife's pussy.
I don't think that logic even
okay,
follows in the slightest.
So I think I actually brought something to try and.
Please.
I brought a visual aid. This is a painting that normally hangs over the mantle in
My cousin had visual
my
aids.
my mom's. That's my dad's.
Oh, sick! Showed it.
Firefighter retirement photo.
Oh my god.
And
He
that's a
signed
painting
it.
that's normally actually take a look at that. Take a look at
Osama bin Laden.
take a look at the details on that.
Will you read this?
Yeah,
Also-
I'll read it. So starting from the top, this is a picture of, I believe, your dad.
Yeah, that's my daddy.
He's a very handsome man. Haircut could be a little bit tighter.
Damn, dude.
Yo, you're the one that's fucking talk.
Also, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
look
My
at
haircut is
your
fucked
monkeys style fucking like monkeys banned from the
Yeah.
60s.
You and
haircut.
every
Zach has uneven bangs.
you and every kindergarten on picture day have the same haircut.
you have the bangs of like a 20-year-old pixie girl. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
I have a
it's
tuft.
a tuft.
I have a cowlick that was not properly taken care of.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means that I've got this little tuft in the back that wasn't like properly trimmed. I'm not sure if I talked about this on a previous podcast. But
You got 10-year-old boy hair.
Bro, you do got.
But what happened was I was too chatty with the barber. The barber was like, what kind of style that you usually like? This was at Great Clips. I was too chatty, and I was like, well, actually, don't worry about it. I wear a helmet. I wear a hat. I'm biking around all the time. I don't put product in my hair. I don't care what my hair looks like. You just keep it out of my eyes. That's all I care about. And he's like, okay. And he goes, snip, snip, snip. And then at the end, he's like, well, what do you think? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, honestly, I would like a little bit less off of my eyes. And he's like, okay. He takes out his scissors and just goes right off the top.
Zach. Okay, first of all, this is 100% on you for just
You
being
told
like,
him you don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
you're-
what it looks like.
Yeah.
You might.
And then I tipped $4 on a $12 haircut.
Okay, that's not impressive. That's not an impressive tip. Still.
Yeah, I don't know if that was supposed to be.
And also, you're just like,
On a $12 haircut, though.
oh, Jesus
so
Christ.
cheap.
Listen,
it
here's
might-
the thing.
it might have been $16.
I'll say this as someone who's worked in the service industry.
Might
If
have been
you're-
a $16 haircut.
If your bill is under $20, a $5 tip is good. Other than that, do 20%. $4 is never an impressive tip.
Oh, what? It's a cheap
I'll be dropping
haircut.
$4 tips sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you're at the bar, you
Yeah,
know,
at
and
the
somebody's
bar.
giving you
I feel like it's
drink, give 'em-
unfair
throw
that-
a dollar, yeah.
That poor people are held to the same tipping standards as like.
I agree.
Zach's not poor. Zach,
What does the picture say?
All right.
All right.
I will read it.
So
Okay.
this is a painting that hangs
a
above
painting?
my parents' mantle most of the time. My mom let me borrow it for this record.
Okay. No. This is a painting because it is.
Start it from the bottom.
It
Actually,
is certainly framed. It says, Brant Winkels. Sorry.
Brant.
It is Brad Winkels, excuse me. Born December 1959. Died September 2001.
What?
What the? Now, going
Are
for
you
the
saying-
top.
Wait, did your dad?
No, going for the top. This portrait has been signed. Grant, best wishes and good luck in comedy. Not that you need it. You're super funny. Signed, Osama bin Laden. With a heart over the I in bin.
Osama bin Laden gave you a heart?
he inscribed
What?
that painting. Yeah,
What's the connection between your father and Osama bin
I
Laden?
mean,
we're
he's a
gonna take a picture of
firefighter. What I was
Okay.
thinking of this was
Let me take a picture of
like
it.
I've seen what's been going on with like Pete Davidson
Steve ran is easy. There's like a lot of to really raise these guys' profiles. And my dad's a firefighter, so that's all I'm just going by the painting, really.
Guys, please, I don't understand what's funny about this. Grant's dad.
I think you need to take a look at this portrait.
I don't know. Sorry, that's pretty fucked up on me. I was just kind of laughing because of the heart that Osama bin Laden put over the eye.
Also,
it's weird.
This is the Terminator from Terminator 2. This is the police officer Terminator.
Wait, your dad was?
Yeah, dude, he's made of metal. I don't know if that's relevant.
No.
Really.
What was it like to be raised by a half human, half metal father?
Okay, time out. Are you doing a fucking bit on this podcast? Are you coming here not being authentic with your dad?
This is
Dude, I can't tell, man.
I don't.
Because first of all, like,
It could be true.
thing-
His dad could be the Terminator who died in 9/11.
Here's
dude,
the
because
thing.
here's the thing, man. The painting looks good.
Also, people don't talk about this a lot, but a lot of Terminators died in 9/11.
I heard.
Like, there's some Terminator erasure going on.
I heard a lot of the Terminators were told not to show up to work that day. From the future. Okay, this is what I'll say.
I do have
My dad may or may not still be alive, and he may have been a firefighter in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. But the painting, the inscription from Osama bin Laden is
Yeah.
really more than anything else, it's encouraging to me.
Also,
in my comedy
the
career,
pictures seems like it's got a lot of like water damage on it.
Yeah,
So
it
was
looks
my printer's running out of ink.
I was gonna say it
So,
looks like you printed this off of like a 16th century like stone printing.
Yeah.
machine.
Well,
It's
I was saying,
it's
did
a
they find
portrait
that
that's
in
framed.
Osama bin Laden's coffin in the Atlantic? Maybe
This
why
was part of his porn collection.
is that why it has the water damage? I don't know.
Dude, did he had a porn?
He had an
collection.
extensive VHS
yeah.
porn collection, I believe.
Hell yeah.
Did your dad actually?
No,
Osama bin Laden.
nah, dude. I never found any porn of my dad's. My dad is still alive. I'll say that.
Hell
The other,
yeah. We
Okay,
love
the
this is
9/11
news.
stuff, I'll leave to speculation because I think it might raise my profile a little bit
Okay.
comedically.
Yeah, we'll let the listeners,
Our legion of listeners.
our listeners, which is essentially just Clay having one hit of CBD guy.
Yo, shout out.
Shout out to Clay,
Clay_PNG.
the horniest man alive.
You
I'm
gotta
pretty
get
sure.
him on the pod, dude.
Yeah, we've
Shout
done
out Clifton on the pod.
So we'll have Clay sort through your information
Yeah.
and figure out if it's legit or not.
He'll know.
Otherwise,
He's a Twitter sleuth.
he's a Twitter sleuth. Yeah. So otherwise,
he's a big fan of the Twitter. I'm having a real Joe Biden moment. Jesus.
but so Grant.
We had some several dry pods, and this is a very wet pod. We are leaning into it.
Yeah.
Which is literally
fucking-
a thing that Joe Biden said during his acceptance. Bro, what the fuck?
Acceptance speech,
Dude, once you say you're having a Joe Biden moment, you curse yourself, and then you start having more Joe Biden moments.
It's really true.
What is happening?
I'm just scared to talk, really.
I straight up might have dementia, just like Joe Biden, which is why you should not vote for him.
No, Grant, does your dad have dementia?
No. He is afraid of it, though.
Segues.
He's a smart man to be afraid of dementia, I will say. I wanted to bring this photo in because it shows my dad in his fireman's uniform, and you guys try and get some stories about the old dads, right?
Yeah.
We love that.
There's this one thing that I always
Was he
think
actually
of.
a firefighter?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Hey, wait, real quick. My dad doesn't have dementia, but he does have a mentia-sized penis. You know what I'm saying? It's immense.
Did you not recognize that we had this golden moment where we could have easily
Not said
transitioned
anything. Yeah.
into Grant telling a story that
Yeah.
would have been apropos for the podcast? It would have been beautiful. We could have just gone into it. We could have dived straight in.
Dude, I'm trying to tank this pod. I'm trying to.
I think the size of Ryan's dad's dick is pretty relevant, actually, to almost any conversation.
Thank you. And that's a good segue into what Grant was about to say.
My dad has a huge dick is what
Wait,
I was going to say.
we always talk about this on the pod. When's the first time you've seen your dad's dick?
First, possibly only
like memories of seeing your dad's dick as a kid.
It's taking a piss next to my dad. You know how like you used to just like piss into the same toilet bowl as people?
Crossing the streams.
Yeah.
No, okay, you, Jack
That's
Ross,
also,
and Zach are the
hold
only
on.
people.
It's also the first time I saw an uncircumcised penis, and I literally didn't know what it was until like 2 decades.
And it
later.
wasn't your dad's either.
No, it was
guy's.
like a young a friend of mine. We were both probably like 5 years old. You know,
This
And
is
everyone,
not what
and,
I
every,
thought.
and your dad
nobody
was
teaches you
pissing.
what a nobody teaches you what an uncircumcised penis is. If you're
Dude, I've had
circumcised.
that moment.
Is your dad circumcised?
Yeah.
When you see an uncircumcised penis when you're a kid, you have like an overwhelming urge to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Are you circumcised?
Yeah, I'm circumcised, but
Yeah.
I have that like kind of joke about it about being in the YMCA locker room at like when I was like 5, and me and this boy were naked, and he had
Nobody
I'm
explains that to
circumcised
you
and
at
he's
all.
not circumcised, and we both were literally just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
and you were significantly older than him.
Yeah, this was a week ago. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Grant's talking about his dad.
I gotta say, the first time I saw my dad's dick, and I think only like